Hi and welcome on board our Linjett 40 Linnea.
Today we are taking a break from the Netherlands and are continue sailing to Belgium and make a YouTube time travel to Spain, Baiona, and a small boat tour. So welcome aboard, guys! When we stay at anchor like this, we get straight up in the aft and into the cockpit, where we spend most of our time when we are sailing. So this is where you mostly find us when we are sailing. In the cockpit, inside our mini tent. It closes there behind me, and it's way too hot to be in here today, but it's been very rainy the last couple of weeks, so it's perfect protection for the two of us. And in here we have our chart plotter and our navigational instruments, so we can run the boat from in here if the weather is bad, which is very nice. For power, we have two sets of solar panels, both wings here on the side and flexible panels on the roof. Normally our dinghy goes on top of this hatch, but now it's in the water and we are enjoying some airflow down below.
As you can see, we so far only have sailed with our self-tacking jib, but we have also different sail settings on Linnea. We have a cutter stay or a solent stay that we can set if it's heavy weather. We also have a genoa that we can use instead of the self-tacking jib when the winds are more from the back and lighter. But so far we have quite heavy winds, and yeah, most of them we have some beating and some upwind sailing. So self-tacking jib has been the perfect use so far. So this is our removable cutter stay or solent stay that is now parked by the mast. So we have an like reinforced pad eye at the deck where we can attach this one when we fly a heavy weather jib or a storm sail. Apart from our head sails, we also have a mainsail with 3 reefs that is now stacked away in this stack pack. Back at the cockpit we have all the control lines for the halyards and the trim for the mainsail and banks and so on. So all of the lines we control from the cockpit to this big manual and electrical winch. We also have this roller so we can trim. We have a small trim winch in front, so we can use that one as a spare winch or as a trim winch when we use this big one for the genoa or something else. This setup is very convenient since we don't have to get up on deck when it's hard weather. So it's very nice to control everything safe and secured from the cockpit.
I think that was all for the outside part of the tour, so let's head inside. Straight when you get down to the left of the stairs, we have our kitchen, or as it's called on a boat, the galley. We have some storage up here where we have our glass and our plates and bowls, and some salt and pepper and olive oil and stuff like that, and a fridge, 2 sinks, one with seawater and one with fresh water, and then we have our stove, which is a gas stove, with the oven and two burners. So our stove has 2 gas burners, but to save gas when we are in a marina, or like today when we have a lot of sun, so we have a lot of powers in the batteries, we also have this freestanding induction hob that we use to cook as much food as we can.
Hello! And just aft of the kitchen, or the galley, we have this like extra cabin that we use when we have guests on board, but as you can see now, when I'm not napping here, we have it as a storage. And under the cabin bed we have our water maker. And in the aft cabin we also have storage for some like fresh food, or like not fresh food, more like canned food, and milk and yeah, pasta and so on. And in these lockers we also have more storage. Oh, and at the starboard side of the kitchen we have the toilet.
The toilet is a manual seawater toilet that you pump manually to flush. Our fall weather gear.
And here I am. As we have a 2-cabin Linjett 40, we also have a storage space behind the toilet, and here we can like access our fall weather gear from the cockpit, and we have a lot of storage for yeah, like tools and other stuff. So this big storage space was one of the reasons that we was looking for 2-cabin version of this boat, since the 3-cabin version has a small cabin here instead.
We have a very great navigation space here, but mostly we don't use it for navigation because we do that outside. But it's a very great working spot with a good share, with a good working position in front of the computer. So I normally sit here when I edit the movies, and when I'm done, it's just easy to turn the chair around and you can sit by the table.
So in front of the saloon we have the forepeak.
And this is where we normally sleep, except for when we are doing overnight crossings, because then we sleep in the aft cabin. But in here we also have a great storage space for clothes and stuff like that, hanging wardrobe, and some random stuff storage on the other side. we really like it here. Sleep well. So this was all for this little boat tour. We really hope you have enjoyed seeing how we live here aboard our little floating home. If you have any questions or comments about what you've just seen, please leave a comment below. I will also leave a link in the description to our website, where we have a few more images and some layout pictures and some boat stats if you are interested. So we hope to see you again next week, where we will jump back in time and continue our journey in the Netherlands. And until then, fair winds everyone, and have a nice week. Bye!